Welcome to Quick 3D Tutorials. In this video we want to give you introduction about how to set key inside Maya to create your animation. So the character I have used over there, you can find same character if you just click on download link and go to the download section over there. So we have actually three ways we can creating a key. We have the manual one, we have auto key, and we have also we can set key in the channel box or attribute editor. Let's see if you want to change the color. Okay, so you're starting by make sure if you have it on red, that means auto key is on. So make sure it is not on, that means now you're working in the manual set key. So you need to select your object or your control, or if you want, holding shift and select multi-controller at the same time. So in this case I'm going to just select a single object. Make sure you are inside the animation, and over the key you have the first option, set key, and the shortcut is S. So as soon I'm going to click on it, so you can see we're getting a line here, red line. That means I have setting key and also in the channel box. Then I'm going to move it to, let's see, frame 20, and I'm going to move this a little bit upward. I need to make the same thing by pressing S, and now I have set a second keyframe. So by this way we have just making a manual set key. So we have actually the second one is we want to use the auto key. What that mean if I just turn this on, so now we are in the auto key, and every time I'm making any changes it will be applied to my controller. But before that you need to have at least one manual set key on it. So the frame one, you need to go over this, press S or click on that. Now I have my first frame. That means if I'm going to frame 20, making any changes, it will actually set key for me. So you can see that. So without pressing on the S, in any time I'm making any movement, Maya automatically set key for me. That was the manual one. So the last things is we can actually selecting one of these objects. Let's see, Y, translate white. You can select it, right click on it and say key selected. So now we're getting only red over that, and that means we have only keying it one single things. So if I'm moving it to 20, making any changes, because I have the auto key is going to make it automatically for me, but if not, you need to right click and make click on key selected. So that is a three way we can making a key inside Maya. So now we want to know how we can delete this key. Of course we can do this inside the graph editor, but we're going to talking about this in the next video. So we're just starting by selecting my sphere here. So I have creating a key for that. So I'm just selecting it. You can of course selecting it over there, but let's say you want to delete all the keyframe in the translate white. Right click on it, go ahead and delete selected. So now we don't have any animation on that. The second one is actually you can actually deleting only one single or multi keyframe. So let's see, holding shift and mouse drag over that from right mouse click. Oh, excuse me, left mouse click, and just right click and you can just delete it. By this way I have only deleting only one keyframe. If you want to delete multi-one, same things, holding shift and just drag it to the end, right click and delete them. So I'm going to make the same thing over there. So by this way we have actually deleting this. The second thing I will show you is the copy option. So I'm just making very simple key over here in the 1 and going to the 20 is going to position it over here, and then he going to the 14, move it upward like that, and so on. So here I have just a basic one, so you can see frame 1 is that, and frame 20 is moving over there, and the last frame is going to be moved upward. But I just delete this one, excuse me. So now we have only 2 frames. So frame 1 is the default position and frame 20 is the position of the down. So I want to actually copy the frame 1 to be over the 14. So we have 2 options. First of all, remember to select the controller, and if you have multi-controller you need to select them. Then you're going to the using this or using the short key, right click on it, go ahead and copy the frame 1, and then go ahead and slide it to the position you want. Let's see, 14, right click on it, go ahead to the paste. So by this way you can see now it moved there and going back to the default position. In this way I have actually copying this keyframe to that. But we have another way we can also copying it. I will to click on this. So now I want to copy this over the 16, frame 16. So first of all, make sure you are in the correct frame. You cannot select it by this way. You need to have it frame by you need to be on the exactly keyframe you have, and middle mouse click and drag. Let's see, I want it to be in 60, and when you left it you can see there are no line. In this case, even you have auto key, you need to press manual S. What you do now, so you have the first one, which is the default one, is going to be move down, and now we are back in the default, and now we are have moving this position or copying it over there. So that is another way you can copying the keyframe. In some case, if the rigger have making the controller by a way, you can actually use the copy keyframe to mirroring it the same side, site. But in other cases is not allowed. So depend how the your rigger have building this character. So now we have, if I just simply play it, we have animation, very simple. So we want to move this a little bit to starting later or after and so on. To move these or moving more of them, you can holding shift and drag a line and middle mouse, or just clicking on the, let's see, if you excuse me, we're going to holding shift and left mouse and mark this area. If you using this red arrow left to right and holding it and move your mouse, is going to make it frame by frame, or yeah, one by one. Or you can using the red lines and just moving it slider a little bit to be earlier and so on. This is a way you can move this. Or you can also holding shift and select multi keyframe and moving it. So now if we playing it, so you can see it's starting faster in the end in the other one. So we have also this option. In this option is to scaling your animation. So what I mean with that, so if I just holding shift again and use that, if I just use this arrow instead of this one is to move and this one is to resize your animation. So I'm saying I want it to be maximum to frame 25. All of this. So what I'm going to make, I'm going to change the timing. So it's going to be faster. And if I make it a little bit oppositive, it's going to be more slowed down. So that is the option how you can use this move tool or resizing tool. So we have also in the Maya, sometimes the frame is not exactly in the, let's see, it is on 101.5. okay, so we have some option. If I just select all of them, we have another option called snap, and here it is. So Maya is going to snapping this number instead to be 101.5 is going to putting it in 101 instead. So you have this option, and inside Maya 2020 you can actually use the auto snap key, which is a nice feature to have. So the next thing is when I play this animation is depend which tangent space we have. We're going to talking about this in the graph editor video, but let's see, I'm going to select this. Maybe first of all I make it a little bit to be a little bit faster. Okay, so then we select it once again. I'm going to select the keyframe I want, right click on it. We have the tangent. So we have the spline one, which give you a smooth vision of the animation, and you have the linear, which is more flat, same lever movement without any spacing, and you have the last one, which is the step, which is very useful to blocking. So you can see it's going like snapping to the position. Okay, excuse me, if I just put it to the spline once again like that. Inside Maya 2020 we have getting this option if you have it on the spline and sometimes you're working on the blocking stage, so you can just say enable the step preview, so your animation will automatically be on the step instead of the linear or a spline or whatsoever you have putting it on. So that is also another option we have. And the last tip I will say to you is the move tool. So if you're holding W and click on your mouse left, you have two options. You have the object and you have the word. Object means the object you have, which direction they have, and the word means the word of the viewport itself. So sometime if you want, let's see, we have, in this case is not maybe good examples, but let's see. Okay, let me just move this one and rotate it a little bit. Okay, so now actually in this case I have just rotating my arms. You can see the local one up and down is this direction, and in this case is up and down. If I want, select both of them and make this, so you can see is not going upward. Is this one going actually upward this direction, but this one have another direction. Okay, as you see. So if you want to make it in same direction, so that is a tip to use. Holding the W, right or left mouse click and go to the word. And then is everything is going to be moved upward or downward and so on. So sometimes the object mode movement is good, and other time the word position is better. So depend what is you animating. So this was just a quick tip about it. And in the next video, we're going to talking a little bit more about the graph editor. And thanks for watching.